Hey everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready to watch some more Dahmer. We're on season 1, episode 9. Don't know the title of it just yet. We just got done watching 8, and I'm trying to get some more recording in so I'm not behind like I've been. We've got 9, this one, we've got 10, the next one, and then I plan on doing a what's accurate, what's not accurate video if I can find one. So, yeah, we got that going on. So, I'm going to not do a summary of what happened last episode just because I just watched it. I just talked about it. I'm not going there. My intros are always too long anyhow. So, let's go ahead and get into this episode and see what it's about since we don't have a clue. Okay. So this one is, like I said, episode 9, and this one's called The Boogeyman, or The Bogeyman. Boogeyman usually has 2 O's in it, doesn't it? So The Bogeyman. And apparently we're starting at the correctional facility that Jeffrey must be at. I didn't realize that most of this happened in Wisconsin. I thought the majority of it happened in Bath, Ohio. So I didn't realize we changed states. I don't know when that happened. Does grandma live in Wisconsin or dad moved to Wisconsin? I don't know. Here we go.
I put in a request for 2 cyanide capsules and a razor blade. Can you check on those for me?
Not funny, Jeff. Who's that from? Purple. So mom? Or
Dear
this is
Jeff, my friends think I'm crazy for
a
writing
fan.
to you, but I wanted to say hi.
And the envelopes are already open because they
I'll send you more if you write back.
check
Your
all the
biggest
mail.
fan, Alice.
I've never understood the pen pals that fall in love with guys like Jeffrey. I can understand pen pals in general, but not the ones that fall in love with serial killers. Did he sign it? Love Jeff, huh?
At least that's how they look when I was done with them.
Is he trying to piss people off? I think he's trying to get one of them to kill him. Still have the camera crews, huh?
Give it time. Something else will come along.
Which is true. Is that sandwich still sitting there? One of the guys that I had on my caseload at the prison admitted that
$20. You think you could get me something?
they pen pal just to get money or whatever from the individuals. They were just using them. Is that whales or porpoise?
Turn it off and give it to me.
Oh, there goes his $20.
Like that, huh? Sounds of people getting killed.
It was whales.
It's whale noises.
Yeah. I knew that it was whale noises because one of our childhood records, which was one of those floppy pieces of vinyl that comes in a book, was whale noises. So that's how I know that. Don't tell me Jeffrey wrote her.
Dear Miss Hughes, would you be so kind as to autograph this for me?
Somebody has got to pay for this and be held accountable.
It's considered free
Agreed.
speech.
So in the city, going after Dahmer, that feels right. Going after his family, after what they've been through, too.
Too good a woman.
Guys named Ambler and Dickinson.
I'm aware of Ambler
What am I supposed
Productions.
John Voight, maybe. Faye Dunaway.
What do you mean I have to pay him the profits?
John Voight, that's
How can we do that? There are no profits.
Angelina
In
Jolie's
a way, that's the silver
dad,
lining.
isn't it? No, that's
The book
Jennifer
hasn't sold
Aniston's dad.
50,000.
Hello?
Nobody wants you here. Get on a fucking boat and go back.
Some of Dahmer's fans. Is he having a nightmare?
Relax.
Yep. So, I am thinking correctly that the son lived, so I'm confused by that part. Did Jeffrey kill his brother? I've had nightmares where I've tried to scream and I couldn't scream. No sneaking around in that house, is there? I don't know if it picked up on the audio. The stairs sounded like old house stairs. So it was his brother. I thought the young man that Jeffrey had drugged and then had run away and then the cops gave him back. I thought that was the brother of the runner that Jeffrey also tried to pick up, but he ended up just scaring the crap out of the kid. Because the 14-year-old said that his brother warned him about him, and he asked why he still came and met with him, and he said because he offered money. Or are we talking about two different boys? They just look similar. And this older brother had also been almost gotten by Jeffrey.
Brave woman went above and beyond to try and protect her community.
Glenda.
Displaying unyielding resolve.
Which if she wasn't Jeffrey's direct neighbor and wasn't the one calling the cops and everything, and that makes me think the show took advantage of bashing law enforcement.
Officers of the Year Award.
Glenda Cleveland.
I rewound it because without my contacts in, I thought that said Cassandra Cleveland. I was like, wait a minute. It says Glenda. Is this similar to Dios de los Muertos? Arsenio Hall? Yep. Is she imagining? Yeah. Everybody going through their own different nightmares. Hence the boogeyman. I wonder why they feel comfortable on the bottom floor of the apartment building.
$10 million, huh? You fucking gook. How about you leave well enough alone and fuck off back to your rice paddy?
Is that a law enforcement officer that keeps calling and threatening him?
I can no longer allow residents to sleep in the lobby. But
It's a small lobby. Well, they're probably lowering it because they can't get anybody else to come in. And if they can keep the residents they do have, that's better than no money. They bring in Jesse Jackson back for this episode. Oh, she's attending all the funeral services.
And I never should have trusted the police when they said everything was okay.
She's gonna make me cry again. Visiting Joyce?
I'm here to see Catherine Dahmer.
Oh.
So now, I'd have had Raquel Welch play you, Ma.
Oh, his mother. Her dementia has progressed quite a bit.
What exactly do you boys think you're doing?
Lots of violence.
Is that his attorney?
One of those failed experiments had created.
So he's calling them living zombies. Did he refer to them as living zombies before that? Because somebody else had mentioned the living zombies. I forget who now.
Yes?
They're gonna harass her.
Yes?
May we come in?
No, you may not.
You have the right to remain silent.
I didn't do anything. Wait a minute. Why are you arresting my daughter?
I think the one was the same officer. I don't know if they both were, but I think they both were. Oh, he's a real estater. Nothing's going to prevent anybody from going and digging it up, though.
Constitutional duty to protect your son.
Everybody keeps telling everybody to move on and heal. It's not quite that easy.
You never call again, or I make you sorry.
It is the police officer.
Night, Sarge.
Is he going to check the records?
Since I tested positive, I've kind of cut myself off from people, not to the club.
Where's Joyce? Some more possible could have been possible victims,
That's the least they could do.
but they're not
I'll
going
be
to.
sure to tell them.
Demolishing. Yep, that's a wrecking ball.
I'll be satisfied as long
Taking it to make it. Shanked. Nope, he survived. I think he is dead, though. Ha, right? I don't get it. He doesn't get it either. I don't know. I'll find out in editing, but this might be a shorter reaction than usual. I don't feel like I talked as much, mainly because we're watching folks either try to move on or just not capable of moving on. And of course, they're addressing a lot of the legal stuff. I am pretty sure that Jeffrey is no longer living. I think he did die in prison, probably another attack. I don't think it was natural causes or anything. But, and he might have taken his own life. But I don't know if that'll be in the next episode or not. I was surprised I was correct on the officers being the one calling and harassing the father. But the reason why I guessed that is because they were saying things that only certain individuals would know about, because I don't think it would have been in the paper at that time or just yet, anything like that. So I don't know. It's possible all that stuff had come out in the paper by then, and I just had a lucky guess. So but I hope the next episode is about the chief investigating further, firing them, and them and the union not backing them. I do think that law enforcement being protected by, I forget what it's called, but in general, they're protected against being sued, because otherwise they'd be fighting lawsuits left and right. And I get that. I get that's the reason why the lawsuit came about. But I also think that law came about. But I also think that law gets abused. And I think there are times when there is a thorough investigation and it's found that they are at fault, that they should be allowed to be sued. And we're starting to see that more. Was it Floyd? The killing of Floyd? I forget his name. Or the killing of Eric something, I forget his name. I think one of those cases is when I noticed that it started picking up more. It might have started happening more before that, but I think we've been seeing it more since then, and law enforcement being held accountable and that sort of thing. I think it is policy that anytime there is a shooting, whether somebody dies or not, anytime there is a death, anytime there's a situation with a negative outcome, we'll put it that way, I think it's policy that it's automatically investigated. They're automatically put on paid leave until the investigation is followed through. I've watched things where I've watched analysis where, based on the information that we have, they did everything that they were supposed to do, the standard protocol, blah, 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 blah. If we're not liking the results of it, then the protocol needs to be changed. And I agree with that. But like I said, there's also those bad apples that just give everybody a bad name. And these two officers seem to be a couple of those bad apples. So if, the case of returning the boy back to Dahmer, I'm pretty sure they didn't follow protocol like the chief was pointing out. but I don't know if it necessarily would have resulted in them being fired or held accountable or anything like that. Whereas these harassing phone calls that they're doing, and they are at the very least harassing, that definitely is crossing the line. No ifs, ands, or buts. And so if the union still backs up those two officers based on what we're seeing here in the show, like I said, I don't know what's happening in real life, but based on what we're seeing in the show, if the union backs those two officers, then something's seriously wrong. So, all right, that's all my thoughts on this one. So, thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.